You've been sitting on your butt, feeling like a weenie, but now it's 5:30. It's time for a martini. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our Kiki, the 5:30 Quarantini. We did it! Hi,
we did it. Hi,
How's
Michael.
It going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week.
Hour.
Whatever week this is.
If you still believe in weekdays, that's true. You guys, what an episode we have for you today. It's going to be a good day on the Quarantini. And also, we're playing, spoiler alert, we're playing one of my favorite games. It's making a triumphant return.
It's going to be great.
For today's guest.
It's going to be wonderful. Michael, what did you do today?
Guess what I did today? I went to Bed Bath & Beyond. I went in-person shopping at an in-person store where I bought a new martini glass for today's episode. Right off the shelf with my very own hands.
Wow. How was that?
It was good. It was very, it was not busy. Chris and I wore masks. We had hand sanitizer. Everything felt very under control.
Oh my gosh. Did you use a coupon?
I sure did use a coupon.
Okay, that's all that really matters.
What do you think, I'm new? You should never pay full price at Bed Bath & Beyond. In fact, I used 3 coupons because I bought.
Do you know what made me mad during quarantine is I was trying to buy an air fryer, and they won't let you use expired Bed Bath & Beyond coupons online, only in store.
Ah, weird.
Really annoying.
Weird. Hi, everybody. Hopping into the comments. Sydney, Joy, welcome. Hello, Harriet, coming to us from across the pond. We're so excited to see you guys.
Yes.
And it looks like the crowd came fast today. The room is getting pretty full.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, and I think people are excited to see our bartender.
It's true. I am. I have to open up my Grey Goose.
I have to open up my Tito's. So I guess should we just bring them on?
Let's bring them on in.
Get going. Get shaking.
Let's get shaking.
Our guest today is a Broadway superstar who has starred in Spring Awakening, Bye Birdie, War Horse, The Book of Mormon, and is currently, yes, we're using the word currently because we love Broadway and it will come back, currently starring as Jamie in the Broadway revival of Company. He's also starred on television in Gossip Girl and in countless off-Broadway shows, including the immersive Sweeney Todd that broke all of those records at the Barrow Street. His voice knows no bounds. And has made him a New York City concert favorite. He's also a singer-songwriter.
It's true.
He's got a couple of EPs out, and his debut album, Uncontrolled, is available on Spotify or wherever you get your music.
Wow, you did your research.
I did do my research. Also, there's a missing EP that I need to ask him about because the internet says there's 2, but Spotify only has 1 EP, 1 single, and 1 album. And if there's another EP, I need it.
Okay.
But we'll ask him about that directly. Please welcome to the show. If I can. Where'd he go? Wait.
He's there.
He's down there. Please welcome to the show, Matt Doyle.
I'm here. Hi, guys.
Matt, your face when he couldn't find you, you were like, I'm here.
I'm here. I promise I'm here. That's so weird about Spotify, first and foremost. You know, when I was doing those first 2 EPs, it was still the days of like when artists made money and actually could like put their music on iTunes and sell it. And so Spotify was new and I was like, evil Spotify. So there are 2 EPs. I just probably haven't updated like the distribution on one of them. One is called
a whole EP.
One's called Daylight and the other one's called Constant. So
I think it's Daylight that's missing on...
It's the first EP.
Daylight's missing on Spotify. I'm going to
Matt was not a Spotify fan in 2000.
I was not, and now I've like given in because whatever. Hi, guys.
Hi, where are you coming to us from today?
I'm in my apartment in Jersey City, and because the lighting's weird right now, so if I duck away... That's the city behind me. Yeah, it's glorious. And then I'm back.
That is awesome.
And this is boring. Yeah. How are you? Dylan doesn't know this place, but in my last apartment in Jersey City, he actually subletted my room while I was doing the Heart of Rock and Roll out in San Diego.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But this place is much taller.
This place is very high up. It's much smaller, though, Dylan, than where we were. Because for that view, we have downsized to a studio.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but,
well, we have a lot to catch up on today. But before we get too far, I mentioned my brand new glass, and currently it's empty. So why don't you tell us what we're making today?
I am not really a big fruity drinks person, so I thought about coming up with something fancy, but we're just going to do a straight up dirty martini today.
Yes.
So here we go. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have your jiggers.
I do.
Awesome.
You think this is our first broadcast?
I know. I'm like, come on. So I like it strong.
Great.
Good.
Great. So we're gonna do 3 ounces of vodka.
Perfect.
And there should be ice in your mixer right now, your shaker.
Mm-hmm.
3 ounces. This is a really difficult drink to make. Really tough.
I know.
I was telling Matt, I was like, oh no, yesterday we just opened up a bottle of wine, so this is like,
I know. Well,
this is a little intense.
I said to Dylan earlier, I was like, I like whiskey. And he was like, no, like maybe a cocktail. I was like, all right. I usually just do about an ounce of vermouth, but I kind of do a little bit less than an ounce just because vermouth is so overpowering that sometimes it can be like, whoa. So I kind of do like half to an ounce.
Great.
Like somewhere in the middle, 3/4 of an ounce.
Love it.
And then I make sure it's not oiled, but it's just a brine because sometimes you get those olives that are in the oil and that's not going to mix well.
Yeah.
And then I just take my olive brine and dump it in because I like it really dirty.
Now I have a confession, Matt, which is that I despise olives, but I'm also really happy for you. I'm not here to yuck your yum.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
I'll be doing a twist today.
Yeah, no, my a few people that I know and have come across recently because I've been drinking so many dirty martinis during quarantine, and on all these Zoom meetings that I've been having, they're like, "Are you drinking a dirty?" And so many people have informed me how much they despise olives, and
that's
I love them
insane.
so much. Yeah, olives make my mouth like instantly water. Like if you walk by them in the grocery store, I gleek.
Something that I missed. Something that I missed since quarantine is an olive bar.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's not going to come back anytime.
That's not going to come back anytime soon.
It's like the place of disease. All right.
All right.
There you go. Nice and frothy.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys. This is so nice, and it's 5:30. Perfect.
I don't know where all my drink went. I think it got caught up in the ice.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice.
I'll find it, though.
All right, and then I'm going to throw
All
it
right.
over there.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right, cheers.
All right, cheers,
Cheers,
Matt.
you guys. Cheers. Oh, my God. It's so nice to see you both.
Oh
Good
my
to
God,
see you,
same.
too.
How have you been? How's
Perfect.
quarantine been? How's life?
I've been really...
Complicated question, I know.
Yeah, I know, right? I've been okay. It's so funny because I've gone through so many different stages of what this is. And right now it's just turning into this new waiting game of like, we have a relatively clear sign that we'll be back in either March or April. And that's not to like spoil it. I don't think this is a big spoiler for most shows, but a lot of shows are about to announce, and most of those announcements are going to be April or May, and then some as early as March. Obviously, that's all still with optimism that a vaccine actually happens at the end of the year, but it does look very good. And so a lot of people are like starting to slap a firm date on it because they want to start to sell tickets and they want to start to create this idea that it's really going to return. And we just got a call from our lead producer yesterday, everyone in our cast, and he sent out an email, and we're going to go into rehearsals in February as long as everything looks good, and company is coming back. Like that is like their goal. It's what Elliot, Harper, our 2 lead producers, have like right now. I mean, no one's investing in new theater, so it seems very, very foolish for them to be like, oh yeah, that show that's built and ready to go with a cast that's been waiting to perform, we're not bringing that back. Like that's the one thing that when people talk to me about Broadway coming back and how many shows are going to close, there's this thing called insurance. And all of these shows that are built and ready to go are the shows that are most like viable and like most ready to go. People are not really going to invest in new theater on the immediate other side of this. So it looks really good for a lot of the shows that we're running. And so I'm just right now, that's where I'm at in the waiting game. Is it's transferred to like this abyss of sadness and not knowing what's going to happen to, okay, So next year, and I keep saying to everyone, like, my show's moving to Broadway next year. Like, that's how I look at it. We did our out-of-town run. It went great.
It was a quick 2 weeks, not even, but it was wonderful.
A 9-performance run where people, like, really seemed into it, and it's going to Broadway. And that's
this new little show called Company.
People are very excited. Ashley, who I even think had a company-themed birthday this year, red pantsuit and all. People are saying they're excited to get back to previews. Some people are just saying how much they love you, Matt.
That's so sweet.
And royalty. Suddenly Seymour's in the house. What a relief to hear.
I love you so much.
And Broadway Girl NYC.
It's all good. That's what happens when drag queen royalty is in our midst.
You have such amazing people on here. I love everyone here.
Wall-to-wall legends at the 5:30.
Oh my God.
Pat Nardone, effing love company.
I love it so much, you guys. I actually, right now, we're kind of taking a break from our Zoom meetings because the cast would usually meet up and have a once-a-week Zoom meeting. And it was actually Patty who was like, you guys, let's take a moment. And that was like, I was dying. I was like, she literally was like, I will talk to you all soon. And it was kind of perfect because we had gotten to that place of like, every time we logged on, we were like, anyway, how are people feeling today? So it's nice to like regroup, and we'll all come together soon, and I'm really excited to obviously like get closer to rehearsals. But maybe like twice a month I revisit my lines and the lyrics of Getting Married, just to like run through them and make sure that they haven't, like, at least the words haven't left me. And today I ran through it and I was like, oh, I'm so sad. Like, I miss it so much. I love that show so much. And I just like, I cannot wait for that moment of getting to perform it again. Because right now it's starting to feel like this absurd dream. Like, did that actually happen? Did I actually do that? And I can't wait to just get to do it again. How are you?
I cannot wait to see it. I know I am not the only one. It is highly anticipated. And the few people that got to see those lucky previews.
I talk about it often.
Somebody up here said
I know Dylan was at our dress rehearsal. I gave Dylan one of my dress rehearsal tickets.
Yes, you did. And it was just, I've mentioned it many times on the show before. It's like the one show that like once I know is back, I'm just going to be like, going again. I can't wait to see it again. It was that was my last weekend in New York before the whole thing shut down. So it was like,
I remember, God,
perfect,
crazy.
Wild.
How are you guys holding up?
We're good. We have been doing this for 89 episodes.
I know, congrats.
Honestly, thank you. It's what has kept both of us sane. It kind of was this weird gift that started as an Instagram video that we were just like, it'll give us something to do and it'll guarantee that we don't drink before 5:30.
Amen.
And so here we are. We mentioned how many stars were in the comments right now. And so I actually think we may want to move to our game while they're here because I see some potential helpful faces in the audience.
Michael's really nervous for this game. He made the game today and he thinks that he made it super hard, but I don't think, I think you'll be able to get it. If not, I'm on your team because I don't know the answers.
Okay. So with that,
we got this.
I think it's time to move to today's game. Today's game is called What Would We Do Without Matt Doyle? So Matt,
what does that even mean?
You're gonna find out. I'm gonna tell you right now. The game is called What Would We Do Without Matt Doyle? Matt, you've had a long and busy career already, and have played a lot of characters and brought smiles to a lot of faces, which begs the question, what would we do without Matt Doyle? So in this game, I have reimagined what some of your famous credits might have looked like without you. So the answer to every question is what I call a word smoosh. So it's two words that we've smushed together in the middle, overlapping with some sort of sound. So the first word will always be a show that you have starred in, but the second word will be a celebrity who is not you. Okay? Pretty straightforward. And I have an example for you, and I made this one the example because this is by far the hardest, and I'm a little worried about this one. So here we go. The example is, if I said, this American actor and filmmaker is taking to the radio airwaves, but this time, instead of broadcasting a scary story about an extraterrestrial invasion of Earth, he's telling the tale of an animal named Joey who learns to pull a plow before being enlisted in World War I.
Stephen Horse? Is that how this works?
So
Okay.
the show is Warhorse,
Yes.
and the radio broadcaster is Orson Welles. So the answer
Oh.
is
Orson Welles.
Oh, that's great.
They're gonna get
this is
easier.
Where
this
did
is
you
gonna
get
be
that name,
really
Matt? What was that
hard.
name you just came up with?
I was thinking that it was Steven Spielberg because we were talking about extraterrestrial, and I was like, Stephen Horse? Like, that works.
It was close. So the hint, what'll make this a little bit easier, is to know that the first word will always be the show that you were in, and the second word will always be the celebrity. So
Okay.
it'll
Yeah,
always
this
go in
is
that
going to be
order.
disastrous.
No, they get easier. They get
Cheers.
easier. I swear. Okay, this one's gonna be so good. Also, the comments are about 12 to 15 seconds behind us. But if you see anything in there that is helpful, they are on your team. So Dylan is on your team, and the audience is also on your team. And I think there's only 5 of them, so we got this.
Oh, there they are. Live
2, 3,
comments.
4, 5.
Yes.
I lied. There are 6 of them. I lied. Okay, but here is
Oh my
a
gosh,
good one.
guys. Okay, sorry. Wait, hold on. Go away. There we go.
All right, this one I have confidence in this one. It was the role of a lifetime, and this 3-time Tony Award nominated soprano, famous for being Broadway's Lily in The Secret Garden, was there. She was there, and she watched you while you cried.
Dylan. Well, I know that it's Bear, and I'm trying to think for Tony nominated soprano.
Rebecca Luke.
Correct.
Rebecca Luker.
So if you use Bear's, that's actually
Rebecca Luker.
That's actually
Rebecca
really
Luker?
good. That's not what I was looking for. But
That's
I'm
better
gonna
than Michael's
take that.
answer.
I was
Okay.
looking for Bear a pop up Rebecca Luker.
Oh,
You know what?
I like Rebecca Luker.
Rebecca Luker. I am so into that. Okay,
Rebecca Luker.
I'm gonna call that 1 point for you. So here we go.
Yay!
For you.
cheers.
Wait, what
For
happened
you.
to the sound
Oh.
that happens when Matt gets a question right?
Dylan, I got so many buttons in front of me. Okay, wait, I almost forgot. When you get it right, you will hear Alex Newell riffing, and if you get it wrong, you will know that you got it wrong. So, for example,
Laura, I would just would like to say Laura Haywood also has said Bear Becca Luker, which sounds a little like something else. But I
listen,
do like that
I'm
one
taking
as well.
them, and so that means you get the point. Moving on. Okay, here we go. Which one should I go to next? Now I'm nervous. Okay. We were just talking about this. So let's go here. Phone rings, door chimes. In comes this woman who replaced Andrea Martin in the 2013 revival of Pippin, but is probably most famous for her role in designing women or for voicing Bo Peep in Toy Story.
Do you know this one, Dylan?
No. Wait, I know it's Company.
I definitely saw Andrea Martin in Pippin,
but
I
you're saying
completely
who
forget.
replaced Andrea Martin?
Who replaced Andrea Martin? She's also the voice of Bo
Tova
Peep
Felcha.
after Tova.
Nobody.
Go,
Yeah,
suddenly
that's
Seymour.
not Bo
Suddenly
Peep.
Seymour threw a bone in the comments.
Oh.
God. Sutton Lee.
Suddenly, okay, I get it. Company
Oh.
Potts.
Company Potts.
Company Potts.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't know that Annie
great.
Potts replaced Tova Felcha.
It was
God.
short-lived, but yeah, she was technically the third into the role. Oh, look, the comments nailed it. Guys, I'm proud of you. Justin,
Also-
Laura, Sutton, Joy. Yes.
You guys did nail it, but you also pointed out that that's very tough, and I would like to say thank you for the support.
Dylan,
I mean,
told you I was worried.
Yeah, but you came up with a better answer than Michael did for Bear Becca Luker.
Yeah.
But also, no, wait, is that what you said? That's what.
Rebecca Luker.
Rebecca
Luker. Yeah.
I really like Rebecca Luker.
I also thought that
Yeah.
these people would be able to replace Matt Doyle in it, and I was like,
No,
Rebecca Luker would not be good as your
got it,
role
got
in.
it,
but could
Bear.
you imagine?
Yeah,
yeah.
All right. Anywho.
I
She
could
would
see
be
Annie Potts
amazing
being
Peter.
Jamie.
Yes,
All right.
actually.
Here we go. My friends Nancy and Helen just called me to tell me about this stunt casting. It turns out that this 3-time Tony-nominated actress, last seen on Broadway in Bright Star, is going into a musical loosely based on Elvis Presley.
Okay.
I don't know what the musical is. Matt, what's the musical?
This was nice.
Bye Bye Birdie.
Sure is.
And why can't I think of her name? I'm so embarrassed because I actually did a reading with her, and that's really mortifying. And I'm just
People keep commenting on how hard this game is.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
She's
isn't it-
also an original mom in Footloose, if that helps.
God, what is wrong with me?
Hold on.
This is why I should never go on like Game of Games. You know, when you're like, they're so stupid, like Ellen's Game of Games. You're like, why can't they just say a word?
Bye Birdie Hody.
Bye Birdie Hody.
We got it right.
So funny about that is I literally just voted for D for ready, guys. Actors Equity. That's right. Yes. And I told her that I voted for her. So D, if you're watching, I'm so sorry.
She lives right next door to me. I always see her walking her dog. So next time I see her out there, I'll let her know that she had your vote.
You know that D Hody was in Bye Birdie with us.
Oh my God, you're right.
I didn't know.
Okay,
yeah,
I made these questions very quickly.
I also wasn't thinking of Bye Birdie. I wasn't thinking of D Hody, so that was the.
Were you thinking of Carmen Cusack?
Yeah, and I was
That's what I was thinking too.
Tony nominations.
I was like, bye Carmen Cusack. Like that doesn't make any sense. Oh God!
I was like, wow, Carmen, amazing.
This is the one that Dylan. If you get this wrong, you're dead to me. Okay.
Oh no.
You can just picture this American radio talk show host swimming, tangled in swatches of blue fabric in the promotional images for this 2014 debuting musical. Will he be eaten by the three-headed hellhound? We'll just have to watch what happens live.
Okay, well, I know it's Jess. Okay. Oh.
Matt Doyle, you can do this.
Andy Cohen?
Yeah, now put them
together.
Jasper
and Deadland.
Jasper and Landy Cohen.
Jasper and Landy Cohen.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Proud of you. You're there. We're there.
I see how this works.
Yeah.
It just took a few to get through. It's fine.
Jasper and Dead.
Matt, it's okay.
Bye Birdie Carmen. Oh. Cheers.
Oh, right. There's only two more, and you're doing great. And let's see. This is the one okay, I'm just going to do them. It's great. This play lures Jessica Fletcher into a glass-edged, testosterone-filled underworld of a dystopian future, also presented under street level at New World Stages.
Okay. What was the... I know that it's Clockwork Orange.
Correct. And the first line of the clue was this play lures Jessica Fletcher, who's also Broadway's Mame and famous for singing bosom buddies with B. Arthur.
No, I'm out. But I bet Preston has this one. I know he does.
It's Angela Lansbury. Wait, so it would be a Clockwork or Angela Lansbury.
A Clockwork or Angela Lansbury. Nailed it.
That's good. This is hard.
I warned Dylan that this was going to be hard today, but you're doing great.
I immediately went to the chat, and sure enough,
there it was.
Seymour, right there.
Oh, Laura and Sutton,
Laura,
you guys nailed it. All right, last question.
Oh, this is a good one. Bloody Angela Lansbury. Close, but no guitar.
I wish I'd done the show.
Yeah.
All right. Her family and friends all said she was blessed. So what happened? Well, this actress and comedian said hello to her own Fox and Hulu comedy series, as well as 2 New York Times bestselling memoirs titled Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns, and Why Not Me?
Oh,
I mean, I know that it's the Book of Mormon.
Correct. And then we're looking for the
Hulu.
The comments are not there yet. So she is an actress, a producer, a comedian. She starred in the Fox Hulu series. I can't say the name of because.
Wait, I know. What? It's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's the Blank Project was what her show was called because it's her name.
Oh, Mindy Kaling.
Yes.
So it's the Book of Mormon.
Mindy Kaling.
Yes, nailed it.
Amazing.
All right, thank you for playing. What would we do without Matt Doyle?
Was that Alex Newell? Just like that's amazing.
Celebrating you getting them all right. He was just letting you know.
perfection.
You didn't get any wrong, otherwise you would have heard either this
No.
or this.
That second one was my idea today, and I'm really happy about it.
That's amazing. Also, the first one is my entire, and he would be so mad at me if I said this to his face, but is my entire high school existence was listening to Gavin sing that song and not
Billy
understand how he has no break between his mix and belts at all, and that he has the most glorious voice ever, and I love Gavin Creel so much.
You are not alone in that. Sutton, wow, that was hard. Yes, it sure was.
Yeah,
Yes,
Michael.
it was.
Matt, what I was going to do before Michael was like, I have this great idea. And I was like, perfect. Then I'll just get rid of my game. My game was going to be, I was going to take quotes from Animal Crossing, New Horizons. And I was going to say, I was going to be like, who said this? And you would be like, Blathers. And I'd be like, you are correct.
I was like, absolutely not a chance.
Michael has not been a fan of my
I'm
Animal
so glad
Crossing.
that it was Broadway themed, and that I managed to get all of it wrong.
No,
I am really glad though. I am glad that I at least knew that D. Hody was in a show that you literally made an answer about.
You were also really good about knowing what shows you have already been in, so that was really impressive.
Thank God.
I mean, there's so many, so you could have forgotten one of them, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
That was, what did we play? We played What Did She Say with Jen Cody, where we read her lines from the
and
show
she didn't know
Broadway,
any of them.
and she was like, I said that? Like, she had no idea what was going on.
That's like, if anyone talks to me about any of the choreography in Spring Awakening, like recently Andy Mientus brought up like the chairography that the swings did on the side with their microphone. I was like, we did choreography? And he's like, yes. He's like, you literally did that for 2 years, Matt. I was like, I don't remember that at all.
You're like, all I remember was I had to stand during my jump.
Yeah.
That was it.
And there was a spotlight on me and people got scared every night, and that's it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, thank you for playing, Matt.
That was so fun. Are you kidding?
It was
just a little walk down memory lane.
It was very difficult.
I also realized today, as I was, in my Matt Doyle deep dive, getting ready to prep the game, that I saw you swing in Warhorse.
You did?
You
saw me as Albert?
I did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so I played Billy normally, but for like 10 performances, because everyone in that cast, which was the most amazing part about Warhorse, is that including Albert even had things that he had to cover if somebody was out.
Yeah.
He had to like run on stage with like a mask on and everything and be like a dead soldier if someone was out. That was the best part about the ensemble attitude of that piece, is that we all covered, and I covered Albert, and most people don't even know that. So I went on for like 10 performances as Albert in Warhorse, and that track was really, really hard.
Yeah.
I will never forget doing that. And I said to Seth Newmark when he got back, like, oh, I have underestimated everything about you. That was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Well, I don't think I realized it at the time, because today when I went back and I was reading a plot synopsis of Warhorse, I was like, oh yeah, and then Matt did this and this and that and the other thing. And then I looked at the cast list and I was like, no. And sure enough, I have every playbill I've ever seen. And so sure enough, I pulled it out and you were on for Albert.
That's so crazy. You and Patty Murin. Patty saw me as that. Yeah. And she's always like, I thought you actually played that part. I'm like, no.
I think I thought the same thing.
I did like my part though. I got shot in the head normally, and I was like the asshole cousin that was a real bully. And it was fun to be mean.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I don't know who I probably saw you as your other role.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I worked at Warhorse for a while, selling merchandise.
You
in the front.
did?
Really?
Yeah, for a very long time. Very, very long time.
I will say though, I don't feel bad about not knowing that, because that theater is so disjointed that you would never know who's working front of house and who's back.
Right.
Because the stage door is so far away from the lobby and this and that.
I just remember spending
front of house.
Yeah, spending most of my time was in where our like merch stuff lived, was right near the dressing rooms for the Mitzi Newhouse downstairs. So I saw it was during Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike is what I remember the most. And so I remember seeing like David Head Pierce and Christine Nielsen more than seeing anybody in
Hi.
Warhorse.
Speaking of
Yes,
Bye Birdie,
yes.
yesterday's guest, Aaron Albano, popping in. Hello, hello.
Oh my God, hi.
And the McDowells are here. All right.
Of
now
course
it's a party.
they are.
Hello, hello.
Love those boys.
So Matt, we've been
Hi.
asking everybody.
I love them so much.
We've been asking everybody
the
this
best.
question, which is, what is something in this wild, crazy time that we're living in right now? What is something that has brought you some joy, or kept you excited, or kept you kind of moving?
Honestly, I think the amazing civil rights movement that's happening right now, and just being present for it and listening. And I'm so grateful for the time off, because I think normally we enjoy being distracted and we fall back on that, and going back to work in the midst of something that's important often distracts us from actually dealing with it and actually being held accountable and listening. And I'm just really grateful that this is happening now, and that we are, I'm learning a lot right now, and just trying to listen every day and trying to focus on how to be better on the other side of this. And that's the one, if there's any good that comes out of this, when we get back in the spring, so many shows will now have the opportunity to do better, and including company, which has a diversity problem. And we're already in discussions on how to address that just as much as we can, given the fact that it's already cast and everything, and, move forward and do better. And that's something that, has to change from the top down in terms of Broadway. And I'm really grateful that right now, we are able to just listen to one another and address things that are uncomfortable and do make us defensive, and finally just actually listen, instead of being distracted by, well, I'm going back to work, never mind,
Yeah. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's brought me joy, and also video games.
Are you on the Nintendo Switch train?
I am. I'm a big gamer. Like, if people don't know this about me, I'm like a huge nerd. I'm writing a new comic right now because I'm a published comic author. Arthur? I'm a published comic author.
These martinis are delicious.
Yeah. And so I'm writing a new comic right now and playing video games. I'm living my alternative nerd fantasy life right now, eating, drinking, sleeping, barely working out, and writing comics. That's I think the trajectory I was almost on in life, and it feels great.
I actually didn't know that you are a comic earther, in your own words.
Yes. Earther. I'm an earther. Yeah.
How has that always been something you've been into? Tell us more about that.
When I was a kid, it's what I thought I was going to do. And kind of in my last mental breakdown, which, they happen, which was right after Book of Mormon, I kind of said to myself, I have no idea if this is actually what I want to do with my life. So I kind of explored other avenues and got a deal with this amazing company called Webtoon. If you ever walk down Times Square and you see that big green Korean store that's called Line, and they have all those cartoon characters in the windows, and there's a lot of BTS advertisements and everything, that's the company that I work for. And they have this division called Webtoon that's huge. And yeah, I wrote a comic on there for about 3 years at about
Dense,
100,000
right?
readers a week. Yeah. It's called so Dense, cool. DENTS. It was about identical twins with superpowers in a post-apocalyptic world. And that post-apocalyptic world was caused by a pandemic.
Oh, so you wrote the book to this, Matt. You should have been
It's actually really disturbing, because one of the things in the comic was that there was this oasis that was in Bolinas, California. It was this untouched oasis that they all lived in, and we called it their commune and everything. And the other day there was this news report how Bolinas, California has no cases of COVID, and they're literally putting up signs stay out, no one can come in. And it looks like a drawing from our comic. I was so disturbed. I was like, oh my gosh, where are the twins with superpowers now?
Yeah.
Wait, so you've already written this. Matt, how does it end? Help, please help.
It ends with company coming back to
yes!
Broadway. Patty LuPone winning her 3rd Tony.
I'll drink to that.
Absolutely.
At one point, I told Dylan that the three of us should have tried to reenact Audra, Meryl, and Christine Baranski doing Ladies Who Lunch with our martini glasses, but Now I'm this far into a martini, so that ship has sailed.
A little
I
Patty
think-
dirt. The next day after that aired, she was like, "Did you all see that?" And she was like, "Why did they do that song?" I was like, "Yes, Patty, go for the guttural." Because I was watching and I was like, "Why didn't Patty sing this?" What's
Especially
because
because Patty came up like right after or right before
I
it
know.
too, and I was like,
like,
"This is you have no idea what you're doing right now." Oh, it made me
it
so
was
mad.
amazing. Don't get
Yes.
me wrong, but I
It was-
loved it. Even the next day, Patty was like, "No, absolutely not. Why did they do that?"
And I googled what type of wine Christine Baranski was drinking. She was drinking
What
like
was
almost $100 bottle of wine during that filming.
Oh.
And what Michael then pointed out to me is he goes, "Look, she starts the song and it's like almost gone. And then like the takes in the middle, it's like a full bottle. And then at the end, it's gone again." And I'm like, well, her best takes were when she, had finished the whole bottle of wine while performing
If
it.
you watch it again, watching the level of her wine bottle, you can tell
It's like-
where in her night she is. Because she clearly filmed it
Yeah.
a bunch of times and just kept drinking.
My feeling is that if we ever do run for a really long time and Patty needs to be replaced, my like fantasy now is Audra Joanne.
Oh.
I just like, could you even imagine? I would die.
Can you
I-
just like tell somebody, like, I know you just told the world right now, but like, can you tell someone like high up on company being like,
Yeah. Oh, it's already been said by me.
Okay.
Like the biggest in the cast. I'm like, yeah, and we'll run for a year, and then Audra will take over.
Yeah, you guys can be the next Hello Dolly, where you just put like divas on divas on
Exactly.
divas through the show. It's like,
Which
and it's,
apparently was gonna keep running with many a more diva, and then they just decided not to. But Whoopi, like I'm hearing, was up for it. Like, Hello Dolly should have gone on. For
I
many
saw a
more years.
list at some point that made me
Yeah.
very excited, and then
Yeah.
nothing happened of it. But
I know.
I know,
That's
I
the
could have
one thing,
seen Hello
I
Dolly.
will say, like, Scott's very like good about that in terms of knowing when to close something before it goes sour, and I'm sure that's why he did it. But I wish it had gone sour. I wanted to see that roster.
Right.
Did you see
Right.
any of the dollies that did it?
Oh, I saw all of them because
I saw all of them
my
as well.
partner Max was in the ensemble of the show, so I had the great treat of seeing Bet and Donna and Bernadette Peters.
Yes, I saw all three of them.
She made me sob. Bernadette
She's
Peters
amazing.
made me cry. That monologue to her dead husband, I was like, I am feeling things that I've never felt. In
She's
Hello
perfect.
Dolly.
And it was the monologue it's the monologue, I know exactly which one you're talking about because that's when I
Yeah.
started to cry. It's right before
Yeah.
the parade passes by.
Yes.
And she's just like downstage on that, like, what is it called? A trestle? Ooh, hit my mic.
Yeah,
The
it's
passerelle.
The passerelle.
Passerelle.
And she's sitting dead center and she's just talking to Ephraim. And I was just in it. I was in Bernadette Peters in that role. I loved it so much.
Our friend,
she was phenomenal.
she was amazing. Our friend Justin Bowen, who, spoiler alert, is on our show next week. Stay tuned.
Justin's on our show next week.
He sure is.
I
Our
love
friend Justin
so much.
told us this great rehearsal story where when they closed the show for like 2 whole weeks and gave Bernadette her own rehearsal process so she could do her own version of the show. And
Well, no, I don't think they closed it. I think they just were on double duty all day.
were they? I thought they actually went dark for a time.
Max would
Wow.
know. I don't know.
Max would know.
Max would know, but he's not in the apartment right now. Max
We'll
is
get
getting his real estate license right now. Like, that's where we're at.
You
I'm
boys
gonna-
Well,
are.
real estate is open, so
I know.
good for him.
We hustle. I literally I bought a car stupidly right before all of this because
I
on my
remember
list
that.
of like things that could go wrong this year and why I should buy this car. I had a long list, like when the show could possibly close, like how this could go wrong. Global pandemic was not on
Right.
that list.
Well, now you'll
So
know for
now-
next time, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. It's a possibility.
It's always a
apparently.
possibility.
So now I rent out my car and make almost double the car payment every month. What?
That is
Oh my God.
inventive.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
text you after
it-
this because I need a car for next weekend. But
Okay.
You do need a car. For
I do need a car for next
We'll
weekend.
talk more about that later.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I remember when you said that after I saw Company, and you're like, "Oh no, I have a car," and I'm like, "Since when do you have a car?"
It was like my like adult purchase. I was like, you know, I booked company and I was like, okay, great. So when rehearsals start, I'm gonna do that, and it's something that I've wanted for a really long time. We visit our parents so frequently that we rent cars constantly, and I have the list somewhere of like why it was a good idea and why it was a bad idea and like what could happen and what couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And I keep like showing it to my parents, like, global pandemic. Why didn't you tell me?
That list just exists in an alternate reality than we currently exist in, unfortunately. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Suddenly
God.
Seymour, hot take. Donna Murphy was her favorite.
I did
what
love
else?
Donna so much.
Laura with some speculation and rumor,
Ooh,
perhaps?
I knew about Queen Latifah. I did not know about Dolly Parton.
I mean...
That would have been like
Hello,
a week.
Dolly.
Hello, Dolly.
Literally.
Gagged.
I mean, I would have
Oh
seen
my
that
God.
show 10 more times.
No, it's-
Absolutely.
Totally. I saw it. I think I saw it 4 times because I
saw
saw all 3 Dollies, and I'm pretty sure I saw Donna Murphy twice.
I saw all 3, and then there was a crazy day where Natalie Weiss texted me at half hour and was like, I have a ticket to see Bette Midler and Hello Dolly and my friend Bale. Do you want to come? And I was like, I'll be there. Like running down Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I saw it 4 times as well. Wild.
Yeah, I guess I was 3. I saw each one. And Bette was amazing, but there was something about Bernadette that I think I'm just like a huge Bernadette fan.
Mhm.
This is my Bernadette story that I told Max because he loves her so much and I love her so much. But my favorite Bernadette story is something that she has no idea happened. She came to see the opening of Sweeney Todd off Broadway. And this is an embarrassing story, so I apologize if you ever see this, Bernadette Peters. But she walked into the room right as like we would like dance around and like say hi to everyone as they were walking into the room. And Bernadette Peters walked into the room right as our Toby was asking for applause for the band. And it was right as she walked through the doors. And so she thought the applause was for her. And Bernadette goes, it was Brad, Oscar, and I both saw it happen. And we're like, oh, she thinks we're clapping for us. She thinks we're clapping for us. Clap for Bernadette, everyone. Clap for Bernadette.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Oh God. At least that's what's so fun about that, how that show was, because you could just be like, yep, it's all for you.
We're like, it's for Bernadette. It's for Bernadette, everybody.
Oh my God.
Gosh, that's hysterical.
To be fair, I will clap for her on command anytime.
It was my favorite thing ever. And I love her so much. And so obviously she was my favorite Dolly because also, my God, that voice still, how dare you?
She's amazing.
The voice, the complexion, how
The
dare.
dancing. She
The
like
dancing.
added tap.
Oh, yeah. And she still has abs. Max was always like, she's backstage planking right now.
Yeah.
Right. I remember that was
Just
a big
ready
thing.
to go.
When she came in, there was that whole like plank or push up moment
Yeah.
before every show. And she was just like in her full outfit, just like, like planking it out.
Oh my God, I love her
Yeah.
so much.
Wild.
And she did, I'm sorry. She did
No,
live
go for
at 5 with, or not live at 5. She did Andy Cohen's show. And she was talking to him. And afterwards, he said to her, do you have anyone in the cast or is there any boy in the cast that might be interested? Ha ha ha, like jokingly. And she was like, I do know someone. His name is Maxie, but I think he has a partner.
And you were like,
Bernadette
yes.
Dirt. I know.
Oh my God,
I love her
this
so
is-
much.
I'm obsessed.
This is when I turn into like the gayest fan in the world, and I'm like, Bernadette Peters.
Well, that was like when I was going to mention before when we were talking about Patty, that amazing photo that was taken and posted everywhere on every Broadway. And I shamed you really hard on that one. And I apologize.
Especially because Patty looks terrified in
Yes,
that photo. And
there's
that's my
this-
favorite thing. There's this photo of Patty and I meeting for the very first time. And it was actually like, she captured the moment that I like touched Patty LuPone's hand. And I love Patty so much, you guys. First and foremost, like that, like let it be known that like Patty LuPone is my rock at company. I want to just say one thing. Every night, right after Have I Got a Guy for You, the curtain comes down right before someone is waiting. And Patti LuPone, every night, even in tech rehearsals, she would turn to me, put her hand on my knee, look at me directly in the eye, and say, "Go get a kid." I mean, it was like a dream come true. And she's the most sincere, wonderful woman. And I love Patti LuPone. I was prepared to love Patti LuPone, though, and I've obsessed about Patti LuPone since I was a wee child, and I shook that woman's hand, and you can see the gay angst in my eyes. Years of like, this is everything that I've ever dreamt of and worked for in one photo, and Patti is recoiling. She's like shaking my hand like, I know exactly who you are.
Oh, no.
It's so great. It's one of my favorite photos. I'm gonna frame it for you when you finally open.
It's brilliant, and I love her so much. And yeah, I think I've even sent her like a few emails in this like down period that are like just emails from a fan to Patti, and she's like, "Thanks, Matt. That was just some weird interview I did, but thanks for watching."
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love her.
But you need
She
to look
flashed
at
us.
this photo. Of course she
flashed
did.
us. We were dancing to her jukebox, and we got quite a treat. Just multiple treats. Actually.
Dancing to her jukebox,
And,
like in her basement?
yeah, in her basement. Yeah, so we used to do cocktail hours on Zoom before Patti was like, enough. and we would always dance with her, and we got flashed by Patti, and I will never forget sweet Claiborne Elder's face, just like red Mormon all of a sudden.
Oh my God.
It was amazing.
Bringing him back to his roots, being like, ooh.
Yeah.
That
Oh
is
my gosh.
hysterical. You guys, it's almost 6:20. We are far into.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're perfect.
You're perfect.
This is always the best, but we are in what we call the after party. Because time just flies when you're talking about Broadway divas.
Yes.
Yes. The other question, and you've answered this many times over, but I want to give you, since we've given everyone else the opportunity to answer this question towards the end of the episode.
Yeah.
What is something that not that we're rushing the healing that the world is feeling right now, not that we're trying to jump the gun anywhere, but what is something that you are looking forward to in this world, that you've got your eye on, that you're excited for in the future?
A world without Trump. I mean that very sincerely. So that's one of them.
Mhm.
Cheers. And
I'll
something
drink to
that
that.
actually gets, yeah.
Get an olive for that
and
one.
I that's not even a joke at this point. Like, I really hope that everyone gets out and votes this November. And I think that's the most important thing that we can focus on right now. Even as we get very, very emotionally wrapped up in the movement that's happening right now, it's always a good thing to remember, Dylan, to get out and frickin' vote, because that's the only way that any of this is going to matter in the future. That being said, I do believe that we're going to have a different president in the spring, and I'm staying very positive about that.
Mhm.
And what gets me out of bed every morning is waking up and thinking that we will come together and reopen Broadway. Jason Sherwood, who's an amazing set designer, wrote this beautiful piece. I don't know if anyone saw it. It was like a short story almost of what it was like when Broadway came back. And it's like a grandfather to his grandkid about Broadway coming back. And it's one of the most amazing things I've ever read, because it's just telling a story of Broadway coming back. And I cannot think of anything more profound in my life or career. And this is why I consider myself one of the lucky ones in the midst of all of this. And I have so many friends that are like, I can't even audition until next year, so like, F you if you ever complain to me. And that is very fair. If we come back, and when we come back, that will be the most amazing moment in my entire life, to get to stand on that stage and sing a song about unity and company and friendship at just the opening number alone, and roll out on that set piece. I look forward to that every single day. And I wake up and I think it's okay. You just have to survive this year, just like the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we will get through it. And the most profound moment of your life is waiting on the other side of this.
Yeah.
And that means the world to me right now. And I think about it all the time. And anytime that someone in our cast is down, or even our production team is down and talking about that, I just say, focus on that moment that we come back. Because even if like it really is hell when we come back and Broadway is really tough and we run for a month, God forbid, you know, that still will be worth it. That we will be a part of something so magical, and you know, Katrina Link singing "Being Alive" and Patti LuPone ringing in Broadway again. Like, I can't. I feel very blessed even just knowing that that's a possibility. So I'm looking forward to that.
Matt Doyle, I want your whole answer stitched on a pillow that I can put on my couch. That was so beautiful.
That was beautiful, Matt. I mean, there's something that we've been talking a lot on this show, and just like that we are currently all in this world experiencing something that we have, like, that none of us have ever experienced before. And there is some sort of like beautifulness that I believe will come out of all of this. And I just cannot wait for it to be done. Of all,
too.
And just there's just so many things from the moment I wake up until the time I like finally get to bed. Like there's so much is happening in this world, and it's so great that we all currently are able to just like sit there and I don't want to say so glad that we're taking it in, but like we're able to be so responsive.
We're forced to.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing. Like, it is a good thing that we're forced to have this time off, because as Americans, as New Yorkers, we do not let ourselves have a
day off
away.
Ever. Yeah.
And there is good in that. And I think we'll all look back on this year as one of the years that we learned the most about ourselves, about our community, about our city, about our theater community. And this will be such a profound year in our lives. And I'm grateful for it, even though it's painful and it's incredibly painful. But I'm also so grateful to know that I will be a part of something so magical, like coming back. And I don't even think that it's just our show, of course. Like, God, can you imagine even just like the music of Night and Phantom and how amazing that will be the first night back, you know? I get chills thinking about every single show, and just their moments that make them so magical and so theatrical, and that it will be a gift for any audience watching that first performance back.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yay!
Our guest today was motivational speaker Matt Doyle. You can catch him in
I do TED Talks. They're $500. I'm doing them on Zoom.
You can find Matt on Cameo if you would like a fun little...
Yes, please, you guys.
If you would like a pick-me-up.
A fun little inspirational moment. You can find Matt Doyle on Cameo.
And he'll tell you that it's all going to be okay.
And Twitter. Matt's Twitter is
my daily
magical.
Affirmations that way. I curse a lot on Twitter. FYI.
Yeah.
But my daily affirmations are all done on Cameo, talking to fans and friends. And I swear to God, it's like kept me afloat, because I'm like, it's gonna be okay. And there is another side to this. And I like wake up and say that to myself, and then I'm like, ready for the day.
Amazing. Well,
amazing.
You are incredible. Thank you for spending happy hour with us today.
Yes, thank you, Matt.
This made my heart so happy. This is I'm also just about there.
Perfect.
We know the world is crazy, and so it means a lot that you took an hour to hang out with us and teach us your signature martini recipe.
I know. With it's very, very tricky, and blue cheese olives, might I add, because that's where we're at. I know.
There you go.
I know.
And we also have a live review. Matt's cameos are the best.
Hi,
so you heard it here.
She's so sweet.
Oh my God. Awesome.
I love.
Nathan Olin Edwards says it's so hot in my apartment, but that just gave me the chills.
It's really hot in mine too. I actually I'm trying to hide my pit stains right now. So.
Oh my God! Wait, look at my mother. My mother's sending you love.
I love her so much. Dylan, I love that like we have shared an apartment. Dylan knows how nice my TV is. I'm a big nerd, you guys.
Wait, we have to talk because I got we'll talk after this, but I got a nice TV now because of you. It's all your fault.
Okay, great.
Couldn't go back.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you for joining us. And we cannot wait until we see you back on Broadway, until Company comes back to Broadway. It will happen.
Thank you, guys.
I didn't get to see it in its first few days. Dylan did. But I know I'm not the only one just absolutely waiting for you guys to come back, and we can't wait.
I can't wait either.
For hanging out with us. And we'll talk to you soon.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in person.
Bye, Matt. Yes, same.
If you're just tuning in,
you're
late. You just missed Broadway superstar Matt Doyle was our special guest / bartender / motivational speaker of the episode.
And how amazing was that?
What a soul. What a
dream.
soul. Yeah, my God, he's the best. Dylan and I are back tomorrow.
We are.
Speaking of just the best, our lineup this week has been
This week is pretty wild. Yes.
We are back tomorrow with a true diva. She was on NBC's The Voice, and she's also been slaying stages all over New York City for as long as I've lived here. Our guest tomorrow is Lisa Ramey, and it's her birthday.
So light the candles.
How about that? Oh my God, Dylan, you're such a nerd. Anyway, you guys, I think that's all we have for them today. Yes, Dylan?
That's it. Yeah, that's all we have.
Thank you for spending happy hour with us. We love you all. As always, wash your hands. Stay safe. Wow. This was a delicious happy hour drink.
It's my first martini in a while.
It is mine as well. Stay safe. Wash your hands. We love you all. And cheers.
And keep your masks on, please.